This just revealed a lot about the Bengals' future. Zach Taylor's press conference talked about Jermaine Burton, the third-round selection from 2024, even though having a rough year, and what the future holds for him in the 2025 season. We're going to break it down. Some exciting stuff coming from Zach Taylor. Welcome to the jungle, guys. I'm Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. So glad you're stopping by. And if you want to be up to date on all the news, all the notes that are coming in the offseason for the Cincinnati Bengals, be sure you smash that subscribe button, because you could be a part of the 76% that are not subscribed and watching this video right now. We are coming up on 2,000 subscribers. We want you to join in on the community to get your voice heard for this upcoming exciting season for the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, it was an interesting press conference. Zach Taylor was asked about Jermaine Burton. He was drafted last year, and there was a lot of question marks. Jermaine Burton had first-round talent. He was rated by PFF 76, one of the top-rated offensive weapons that can be drafted. But the catch was his off-field issues. In fact, he had some off-field issues this offseason, just earlier in the season, unfortunately. There's been a lot of drama surrounding Jermaine Burton. There was drama in the season where he was missing meetings, practices, and Zach Taylor not on his good graces. Once viewed as the guy that could be stepping up if T. Higgins would be departing, now there's not been much buzz, there's not been much talk about Burton. But that changed with Zach Taylor's press conference. Here's what he had to say, because the question came up of how Burton is doing, and up to that point, he was not viewing it seriously. He wasn't taking practice seriously. These meetings, sleeping in, those types of things. It seemed like there was immature things, but this was encouraging to see. This is what Zach Taylor said. This is concerning about Jermaine Burton. All he can handle is the present at this point. I think he's done a good job of that this offseason. He's been in the building. He's in the building outside of work hours, doing his own thing. Prehabbing to get his body right. He has attacked practice the right way, and that is what you can control right now. So I appreciate that much. That is huge right there. If you notice in those comments, he says outside of work hours, he's in the building, and they are appreciating that. They're welcoming him to come in and get that practice, those reps, and just take it in. He's still young. He's still a guy that needs to progress towards maturing. Going back to, he had some off-field issues, and we've seen it before. We've seen it with players that had all this skill, all of this ability that could change games. He was graded as that person. He was drafted in the third round last year, but the analysts were saying by his skill set, he could have gone in the first round. They got this guy with high hopes, because you already have Jamar Chase, you already have T. Higgins, but at that point, T. Higgins was an uncertainty with the contract. He could have been that replacement. Now that they both have been signed long-term, he's kind of been this forgotten player. But we have to keep in mind how much he can elevate this already what you would call elite or great offense into something special. The Bengals will have a feared offense. We heard it last year. Teams were kind of under the table, kind of saying, we don't want to play the Bengals in the playoffs because of Joe Burrow, because of Jamar Chase, because of T. Higgins, all these guys. If you have Jermaine Burton getting in the game, getting his head straight, getting everything locked in, like Zach Taylor, so far, so good, was what those comments are telling us. I'm going to say we are getting a possible flash of a past player. That player, Chris Henry. Go back to those 2005 to 2010 teams. Chris Henry was able to be that X factor for the Bengals during that time. You had Carson Palmer, you had Chad Johnson, and you had TJ Houshmandzadeh. Chris Henry was able to take the top off, so to say. He was that deep threat. He had that ability that could take attention away from Chad Johnson and TJ Houshmandzadeh. They're different. They're not exactly identical, but you have similar players in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. You have someone like Burton that can come in. he can play up to even a fraction of that potential. Just get on the field. He only caught 4 actual passes last year. He was in preseason and getting all that excitement, but at the same time, he only got 4 passes. It was a disappointing year. And to go along with that, the immaturity. All those factors came into play, unfortunately, for Burton. However, going back to Zac Taylor's comments, he is doing everything he needs to do. That's huge. That is huge considering, again, he was supposed to be T. Higgins' replacement. That was the thought process when they drafted him. T. Higgins is, you can call him a number 1 receiver. In Cincinnati, he's the 1B to Jamar Chase, who is arguably the best receiver in the league. He was a Triple Crown winner. A lot of people aren't talking about that as well. You have the best receiver on the team, and T. Higgins would be a number 1 on any other team. Those are weapons. Now you need to utilize them, be able to let them thrive. Bringing Burton up to speed and being able to get him to where he needs to be, that's an exciting thought. That's just incredible to me. That gives me, again, those flashes of 2005 with Chris Henry. And Chris Henry, he had his off-field issues too. Absolutely. Similar situation. They're not identical, but similar. And when Chris Henry was on the field, he was such a weapon. I feel like Burton can do that too. He has got the talent. When he came in, when he was drafted, that was the thought. Again, he was going to be that person that could replace with T. Higgins. So hearing that from Zac Taylor, that is huge to me. I'm getting excited thinking about what this offense can do with Burton. It's just another thing for the defenses to worry about. You have so many weapons going back to, again, you got Chase, you got Higgins, Gesicki. Mike Gesicki is back. Chase Brown has been shown to be a weapon out of the backfield that he can hit the home run. He can take it all the way up the field, let alone as a running back, but also as a receiver. Burton, if he can just step up, how much more so this offense could elevate. What do you do? That's my thought. What are you going to do with an offense with those kinds of weapons? All those guys, if they were to play up to their potential, would be a number 1 on any team. I mean, it's crazy to think what this offense can do. We've talked about the defense and its struggles last year, and it's so crazy how many games were so close despite the defense's struggles. They were in nearly every single game last year. So having Burton, having these comments, it really adds the excitement factor for me. Hearing that he is so far so good, he's in the building, he's showing that he is serious about it. That's got me excited. I cannot wait. And just a random note I got to throw in too, because this week was the press conference with Zac Taylor, with Joe Burrow. There was some video of practices going on. I just have to showcase this catch by T. Higgins. Going back to T. Higgins, doesn't that get you excited to see those kind of catches? This is what we get to look forward. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, hopefully Burton gets in the game. These are the types of catches we're going to get to look forward to. I'm pumped for the season. I cannot wait. But we want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this upcoming season? What's got you excited about this offense? Because, again, there's so many weapons. How do you not get excited? Again, you got the trio of Burrow, Chase, Higgins, but we want to hear from you. What's got you excited about this offense this year? And again, if you have not already, smash that subscribe so you'll be all up to date with the news as it drops. We've got an exciting offseason coming up. We've got mini camp, all that stuff. So we're going to keep you up to date. All right, guys, until next time, as we say, Hoo day.